Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TMM podcast with myself, the Mining Miner, and Bladed 1266. We are but two this evening. Everybody else has bailed. George is supposedly getting ready for his supposedly he's getting ready for his move tomorrow. And Tom's playing Dota 2 as per usual, and my camera brightness has gone skyrocketed of its own accord, so I will adjust that. There we go. That's a lot better. Alright, anyway, let's kick things off, shall we? David, what have you been up to this week?
Do I count last week as well since I wasn't here?
I suppose you can. If you so
Alright,
wish.
fair enough. I had my interview, which I've already explained to you with the plane and everything, which was absolutely hilarious. Let me see. I've been playing more games than usual. Well, I had to go of the arena version of Battleblock Theatre. See what that was like? It actually was quite decent.
Weird.
It was decent enough. It wasn't the best, but it was decent.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me see. After that, I played Gmod, I think, with you last. No, I didn't play Gmod with you last week, didn't I?
No, Gmod didn't happen last week. And then obviously I changed the... Hey, Bill, how are you? Anyway, continue on.
I had the stream, and I had to go into college yesterday, and I've got to go in tomorrow as well, for no apparent
Going in during
reason.
the half term?
Ooh. Yeah, apparently for functional skills, even though there's no point in me being there, because I know everything in that maths part which we're doing, because it's about mode, mean, and median.
Oh, again. How long have you been learning that for? Good lord. You've been learning that for ages.
I know, I'm going insane. I've actually cried in there.
I spent 2 months on one of the most basic mathematical functions in the world.
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
And I'll go into the interview thing which we're talking about, which we don't
yeah.
Alright, when I went for the interview, I had to go onto a plane, right?
Yeah.
And the name of the plane was
Starscream.
Thank you, Connor.
Starscream impression.
I thought
you guys will get that soon. Internet, are you gonna start breaking already? Please don't do that. Internet.
I thought everyone would love to hear this story.
Yeah.
So.
Stop making no. That's why I hate IGN. They just autoplay videos and it starts blasting out my speakers. No, bad IGN. Bad. Coding all day long.
No.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, it just starts blasting.
Anyway, you.
Yes, you guys will get that Starscream thing soon enough. I finally got the Transformers footage edited. It's been taking like 3 weeks, which combined with procrastination and losing work because Vegas keeps crashing on me. So I think I'm gonna start learning Premiere Pro. I think because that one I can actually utilize a bit more. But it looks complicated. I don't like it. But yes, anyway, let's move on to the first tech topic of the day. This is the next phase of Google's self-driving cars. Now, I'm still firm in the judgment that I don't trust these one bit. Oh my god, that is an ugly thing.
I looked at it and I was like, what the fuck's this?
It's the face on the front of the car, it's just like, kill me, please. It doesn't look like it wants to live. Oh, bless it.
I swear that's what taxis are bloody for. And I know I've said this before, but still.
Yes, but think about it. If they don't have drivers, then they save money on wages. Internet, stop crapping out. Don't you dare be doing this.
That means you don't have to take a driver's license.
Not necessarily. I'm a bit scared because the fact that this looks like it doesn't have a steering wheel. So you don't have any sort of manual override. So the robot could do whatever the hell it likes, and it'll just take you anywhere it wants. I don't trust this one bit.
By the way, when I had a look at the video, it said that they claim that they've got like some sort of manual stop button inside the vehicle.
Yes, but it's only a stop button. You can't actually steer it anywhere. So if the robot just kind of...
You can't steer it anywhere, no.
Yeah, if the robot kind of craps out, then you're pretty much stranded.
Imagine a police chase in that car.
How?
Just imagine if you will. Just imagine if you will what that would be like.
Looks like Henry the Hoover's less happy Big Brother. It actually does as well. Looks like this sibling isn't taking up the family business. That is a very good observation there. Yeah, that's just I don't like it. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Okay. I was gonna say something about the Twitch chat, but not the video. Sorry, but you've already sorted it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was gonna say your webcam was kind of moving again.
Yeah, I was just adjusting it because I haven't quite gotten
Yeah.
everything on these layouts sorted because I wasn't expecting it to just be us this week. I was like, oh, it's going to be a
The
full
reason-
house. I don't think everybody's going to be busy again. And then how
Yeah.
wrong I was.
The reason why I said about the bloody police car thing before, just going back to that, was I'm thinking if they're on a chase, does the car like automatically stop since the police are going after them, or?
I would think that would be a possibility, but I don't think you're going to be using a self-driving car to get away in a police chase because chances are it's going to adhere to all the speed limits and the rules of the road. So I very much doubt you're going to be using a self-driving car to get away from somebody.
Go 60 miles an hour.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. See, I'm making references to that movie, but I haven't actually seen it. I just know that is a thing. Anyway, moving
Imagine
on.
if the voice.
The voice?
I was
Yes.
gonna say, imagine if the voice that was like controlling it, say if there was a voice inside of it, it was like Cave Johnson's voice.
It'll be scary. Especially later on, Cave Johnson.
Hello.
Turn this car around or I'll burn your house down with the lemons! That's what it would be like.
I love you stopping it says that. I feel like you what?
Anyway, moving on.
Just to tell me this.
Yep. Anyway, we don't have a topic for like an article for this, but Watch Dogs has been released and it's not living up to most people's expectations. Now, one of the things I've noticed is that supposedly it's got really bad performance on AMD cards, and that I was watching Total Biscuit's video on it, and he's got two Titans in his system, and he struggles to get 60 FPS on Ultra with two Titans.
Yeah.
So, optimization is definitely a thing that's needed for this game, but otherwise it looks actually quite fun. One of the most insane things I saw with it was little sort of mini games called Digital Trips, and they one of those is called Spider Tank, which is very aptly named because you are driving a tank that is in the shape of a spider and moves like a spider. It is quite amazing. So yeah,
It sounds like
has been released.
a vehicle they would create on Saints Row.
Yes. So I'm not gonna invest my hard-earned monies into it right now, but if the optimizations happen, then I might actually buy it if I don't get it some other way.
Yeah.
Or if G2A's got it, because they usually have really cheap games. But yeah, Watch Dogs being released and it needs optimizations, but actually looks really fun. And it definitely looks like my kind of game. People are saying it's very Assassin's Creed-esque, especially with the free running.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But it is a Ubisoft game, so I wouldn't blame them for if they were reusing sort of mechanics and stuff like that. But yeah, Watch Dogs, that's the thing now. I didn't have nearly as much as I wanted to talk about on that one. My OBS is teasing me again. It's like the little indicator for the connection quality is just kind of flickering red, and I'm just like, oh no, don't do that. It just keeps breaking.
The connection for Skype, though.
Has the connection for Skype deteriorated? Has it gone?
It's slowly deteriorating.
Yeah.
It's gone yellow so far, so I'm just hoping that it stays away.
It's
On
just
to
Skype
green.
though. That's just the thing with Skype. That's not my internet. Can't blame that for once.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be good if TeamSpeak had like webcam on there?
Not really. It's designed as a server-based voice program. It's not really a video thing. I mean, there are other services out there, but as we've already figured out, they're a bit crap. Especially when we first tried to get Tom on the podcast, it was
God.
that was just no. I think we didn't actually do a
any meat thing.
Oh, it was horrible.
God.
It just didn't work. I think with that podcast, it was like 2 hours long, half of which was just us trying to get the thing working, and then we just thought, F it, eventually, and then we just had to bite the bullet and pay for Skype Premium. Because
I like how you
back in
tried
my
to use
day, we had to
Google
pay for
Hang-
Skype Premium to get group video calling.
I like how we used Google Hangout at one point, and then
Yeah, we tried Google
like,
Hangouts, and that was
work.
just no. Google Hangouts
died,
works,
like,
it just doesn't
halfway.
work with this layout, and why is the little Skype thing not going away? Mate. Oh, it's because I've still got that open. There we go. Still had a dialogue open, so it wasn't getting rid of the controller panel. Alright,
Jeez.
moving on. Valve delays Steam controller until 2015, which is a little bit of a shame, to be honest, because this looks like a very interesting controller. They also, they've actually changed the thing since the last time I looked at it, because it used to have that touchscreen in the middle, and it doesn't have that anymore. I'm assuming that was to keep costs down, because having a massive touchscreen in the middle is not only going to increase costs for the screen itself, but you would have to have a bigger battery in, which would make it heavier. That would increase cost because of the touchscreen. It would reduce battery life. But yeah, it actually looks quite nice, and it's quite good that they've actually, for the X, Y, A, and B, well, for those buttons, they've made it the same as the Xbox. So anybody that's used to using a 360 controller on the PC, which I very much am, and the fact that older games will support it, because
Me.
yeah, older games will support it as well, because I'm assuming it'll just pick it up as a direct input device, which will just tell the game to switch to 360 controls unless it's a crap PC port, and yeah, it'll actually work really, really well. Because I was afraid that with the touchscreen it would require implementation by developers, and it wouldn't work as well with older games because they wouldn't have the stuff in place to do anything with that. But with this new mode thing, I don't even know what word I'm looking for there. Yeah, it was just
And touchscreen
it was pretty much a gimmick. It's like you can put 4 buttons on the screen. Why? And I think it was like a 1-inch display, if that. I mean, that's completely useless. I mean, on the Wii U, with the implementation, obviously, I mean, it's a massive thing, but at least the screen will be semi-useful on that. But on the Steam controller, nah. The only thing that remains to be seen is how good the trackpads are, because instead of analog sticks, obviously it's got the trackpads. So that'll be an interesting thing to see, because I hate gaming on trackpad. Because you're just moving your finger around all the time, it starts to wear down in the end, it starts to feel weird. And it's just generally horrible. So I don't like gaming on a trackpad.
I was gonna say, Connor,
Yes.
if you had the opportunity to test this out, would you?
Well, the Steam controller, yeah.
I think it'd be fun to test out, see what happens.
Well, I can imagine that game outlets will have demo models available once it comes out. So obviously I'm going to go and try it before I invest money into it. But it does look pretty interesting. And it's finally a type of innovation we haven't seen with controllers for years and years and years now. I mean, the controllers have been very much the same since, let's say, PS1 era. I know, well, later PS1, because that's when they started getting the analog sticks. May have been a bit sooner than that, but I'm not sure. That's as far back as I remember. But yeah, since then they've literally the only thing that's changed is, we'll move the analog sticks around, whereas this has actually replaced them entirely in favour of trackpads. And supposedly the haptic feedback on the touchpads is actually quite good, so it feels like it's sort of pushing back at you as you move around on it, which is pretty neat. But yeah,
then it'd be terrible if it was like on the games that I usually like to play.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame that it's been delayed until 2015, but it's sort of a good thing, because obviously they'll have a reason for it. So the delay would make sure it's not a crap product. All the controls really strange. Don't even know how the hell it should be. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I don't mind with the 360. I mean, because the 360, I still say is the most comfortable controller to use ever. Like, I prefer it over the...
I agree with you.
I would say the PS4, the DualShock 4 controller comes a very close second though. That's quite nice. But yeah, I mean, it's this bottom bit here, massive sort of big bits here. I don't know how that's really going to work. I'm assuming it's sort of designed for you to mold your thumbs around that bit, so you can sort of go and like move your side of your thumb on the trackpad, maybe. But
why does it look like an owl?
That was, especially the old version of the controller looked like an owl.
Well, why does it look like an owl?
Don't know.
But
They obviously didn't think of that.
Why does it look like an owl?
Yeah, but I think this controller would need slimming down for smaller hands, because this looks like you need very, very big hands to operate it.
I was gonna say not like the Xbox One controller. That in itself is bad.
I haven't actually. Actually, I tell a lie. I have used the Xbox One controller. It was a bit meh. It felt
I just
like,
don't like how the triggers are so small.
yeah. Well, it felt like with the next gen, well, current gen console. I'm gonna call it next gen because that's what it's been called for a while now. Sticking to it. So with the PS4 and the Xbox One, it seems like the controller stands will swap places because the 360 controller is great, but the DualShock 3 was crap. Whereas in this generation, the PS4, the DualShock 4 controller is pretty damn good, and the Xbox One controller is crap. But yeah, it's been delayed until 2015, which is a shame, because I was quite keen to get my hand on one of these. And I will definitely well, I'll try it out somewhere once I get the chance. But yeah, I'll do that before I invest any money in it. But it looks pretty interesting, if slightly convoluted. Oh, come on, close. There we go. I've got too many tabs. Right, I'm gonna close some tabs right now because my Chrome's getting full up. We'll talk about that one later on if we get the chance. Bethesda. Yeah, we're gonna do the Bethesda one. If I can load the page.
That one I thought was
my
interesting.
computer's stuttering a bit. I don't know why. So supposedly Bethesda's making a game called Battlecry, which is a gun-free sort of shot at Team Fortress 2, which is very strange indeed. There we go. Once I can find the scene. So I'm assuming I don't even know how this is gonna work. It's Team Fortress 3 in disguise.
Secretly.
Valve actually developed it, but they wanted to put it through Bethesda, so nobody thought it was Team Fortress 3.
So there's no. Did they make Half-Life? Yeah.
Who? Valve? No, or Bethesda.
Yeah.
Oh dear, I think the internet's deteriorating because David's really far behind. Okay. That was, hi. David, I'm already having to deal with a million things, don't make me panic. Not funny. Alright, so it's a very... they've actually got a really good sort of plausible way of mitigating the guns in this, because it's supposedly nations have signed a peace treaty outlawing the use of gunpowder. So it's very much a melee style game, which is something we haven't really seen. I'm gonna go down a record saying that, but I'm probably wrong. Is there any sort of arena type melee? Well, not really melee FPS because shooter really isn't a thing with melee, but this seems pretty interesting. So I'm assuming it'll obviously have classes and things which will have their own benefits and drawbacks. The art style of it looks very strange. It does look very TF2-esque, only a little bit more.
The Pyro 2.
Well, I was thinking, because I haven't read too much into this, I was thinking with the title, I thought, alright, they'll have bows and arrows, but it does look to be strictly melee. Actually, what am I saying? Chivalry did pretty much the same thing. So, well, except, is Chivalry class-based? I don't know. But
I was going to say, what do you call, what's it called?
That dude who fell down was using a gun, was he? Wait, what?
What is it? It's going to bug me now.
It's probably on the video, and I'm not playing the video because I'll probably get sued.
Library.
What are you thinking of?
That's it. It was, War of the Roses, that's it.
That's the one. Yeah, War of the Roses sort of does it as well.
Yeah,
like,
I thought so. What is that game?
It is sort of different. It's different in a sense because War of the Roses and things like Chivalry, they don't. They're more medieval based, where guns weren't really prolific in general. Whereas this looks slightly more modern, I guess. But it's in a situation whereby just it's outlawed really. So yeah, that actually looks quite fun. I might have to have a look into that should it come to fruition.
I was gonna say when it does come out, I can bet what Lewis is gonna do. He'll be like, does it have hats?
Chivalry does have
hats. That's his first reaction.
Yeah. Does it have hats? Not by the looks of things.
Does it have hats?
It's early stages. I'll have to have a look into that one, Bill. See if I can
and when will it get hats? That'll be the same question.
Yep. It doesn't have hats, Lewis is not interested. Well, he's got like 1,500 hours in TF2, at least. Sad, sad boy. Anyway,
World record.
so yeah, I will definitely look into this. I wonder if it's going to be. Well, it won't be going into open beta until 2015, so we've got a little while to wait. But I will definitely have a look into this once it goes into open beta. Is it in closed beta at the moment? I don't even know. All right, so yeah, that's Battlecry. Looks very interesting indeed.
Are we
So,
moving back one, or we're leaving that at the very end?
We'll leave that one. What's this one that I've clicked on? Oh! Microsoft demos near real-time language translation for Skype voice calls. Oh, this is going to be interesting, because we all know how automatic translation works.
Good Skype is.
Spoiler alert, badly. My god.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it works really, really badly.
I like how you do it.
I mean, if you ever try to use something like Google Translate, put that into go from English to another language, and then that other language back to English, it will not be the same. So it'll be very weird to see if this actually works. It says it was English to German. Usually English to German translation is pretty good. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was gonna say, with the translation, will it be like a robot type voice will translate into like?
I'm not sure. By the looks of the image, it's going to be more of a subtitle kind of thing, more than a text to speech. Technically speech to speech.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it is, it'll be like someone say something in like Japanese or something, for example.
Yeah.
And then it like translates in like a robot voice or that. And I'll be like talking to him back and I'm like, okay.
I love my stream barely working.
Yeah,
Subtitles on stream would be a laugh to have. Indeed. We will have subtitles, but they won't actually work in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I've never really 100% trusted automatic translation. That's why you get translators, so that you don't have to be a cheap ass and go with Skype. Because if it's going to be a free implementation, it's going to be crap because it's not making Microsoft any money. And if it's using Bing Translator, even worse. Because I think Facebook uses Bing Translator, and it never works. You click on C Translation, and it's just like, oh, I couldn't get a translation for you. So it's only going to work like 2% of the time, and it'll probably be wrong. So
when it says that, I'm like, you what, mate?
Yeah. My advice to big
you don't get my translation.
Yeah. My advice to big companies is don't. Before you start developing technology like this, get translation right to start with, and get voice recognition right to start with, because although it's improving, voice recognition is still a bit meh. Like, I'll have a fan on beside my bed at night time, and I'll try and set an alarm using Google Now, and it'll start picking up the fan noise, and it'll say like set alarm for 12 a.m. well 12 p.m. and then it'll just go wow 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 because it picks up the fan noise.
Wow.
Like, no, stop picking up the fan noise. But it usually tunes out for the most part. So voice recognition is improving, but it's still a long way off from being anything that could be used for this. Automatic subtitle translation is massively resource heavy. Yeah, this as well. Oh, David, did you? I wonder if you heard about the story a little while ago, that they were using automatic translation on the BBC, and the one person said the Archbishop of Canterbury, and the subtitle came out as the Archbitch of Canterbury. So they really need to improve that kind of thing. Because, especially in a business, if you start saying things like that to the other person and offending them, then it's not going to be very good for your business, is it?
Hello, the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Yeah, it's...
How are you today?
It's something... This is definitely something that really needs to be done well or not at all. Because, to put it bluntly, it's just... Oh, God. Just get voice recognition correct. Get... text-to-speech correct before you start with... and get translation correct before you start trying to put the two together.
I've got like a voice recognition system on my like college laptop, but it's actually quite decent, to be honest.
Well, I used to
It
use
copies everything I want.
the
So.
actual voice recognition in Windows XP was actually quite nice. Because Windows has it built in, but I've tried to get the Windows 7 one working, and it just flat out refuses. Just like, start listening, and it's just like, what? What do you say? Minimize, and then it's just like, opening Internet Explorer. I'm like, no, don't open Internet Explorer. Start translating, I was, yeah. Translating what you say to what you... yeah, it knows too much.
Because what the software does on my laptop, my college one, basically you speak whatever the hell you want us to say, and then after that, if you don't know, like if you want it to read it back to you, it does automatically.
Yeah, it's definitely getting
Kinda
better,
decent.
but it's still got a long way to go. Anyway, we will continue with all of the other topics after our halftime break, so I'll hold the Skype call. Wait a minute. So we're going to be taking our quick halftime break now, so we will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TMM podcast with myself, the Mining Banner, and BlairTall66, who hasn't got his glasses or his headphones on. Headphones! We need to hear you speak. So yeah, I've also, during the break there, I kind of found out why OBS keeps flipping out. Because as per Twitch's recommendations, I set it to stream at a constant bitrate, and I set it to 1500, so that it's not too taxing on my internet, so my provider's not always just like, oh, gotta put your speeds down, hoodoo. So, I set it to 1500, and pretty much constantly, it will go above and beyond 1500. It's trying to get to like 2500 half the time. So that's why it's kind of going, and it's just kind of breaking. So that's why it keeps flipping out. So I'm going to have to give OBS a good talking to and try to figure out why it's doing that. But yeah, so let's move straight on to the next topic, shall we? You scoff in your face.
From the Battenberg. Let me know.
Battenberg. Mr. Battenberg. I haven't got any food around here. Actually, I've got some... The only food I've got around here is some... I have some sour cream and shaved pretzel nuts. Anyway, it's not something we need to be discussing. Anyway, moving on. Facebook shuts the door on auto-sharing all of your activity. Now, at first when I saw this topic, I was thinking about back to one thing, which I'll discuss a little bit later. But it's actually... So it's from apps like Netflix and Spotify and Instagram, which will automatically put a Facebook post. If you're logged in with Facebook, it'll put a Facebook post up on your wall and then into the people's news feeds of what you listen to or what you're watching or what pictures you've taken. And Facebook isn't a fan of this. So they're going to favour personally shared posts, so things you've actually posted yourself or actually voluntarily shared, because these things I can imagine are clogging up news feeds, especially something like the Spotify one, whereby songs are 2-3 minutes long, and it's going to be releasing a new post every time the track's changed, so that would be bloody annoying. I don't go on Facebook all that often anymore. It's not my preferred social platform.
I hate going on there now.
But yeah.
There's a reason why.
Why?
Because every time I go on, there's loads of videos, and my computer loves doing this. It loves to autoplay.
Oh yeah, the Facebook autoplaying videos. Yeah, it does that, and then it takes up all the... luckily
there's like 70 of them.
Yeah. Luckily my laptop can handle it. It can actually handle the videos autoplaying. Luckily it mutes them. It doesn't actually keep the audio on because you just have a massive clusterfuck of audio just playing. So I do occasionally visit Facebook, but not often enough to give a rat's ass. One of the reasons why I don't use Facebook as my social platform, if anybody following on Twitter probably already saw, is that they're starting to charge, well, I don't know how long they've been doing it, but they're charging for you to boost posts from Facebook pages. So, basically what they're doing is
How
the
much
post
are they
will only... anything, like you want, a minimum of £5.
£5 per word.
Probably. Facebook are money grubbing barstools. But yeah, they're actually getting you to pay to boost your posts, because not all posts will go to all people who like the page. So they're like, oh, pay us money and it will reach more people. I'm just like, fuck off, I'll just use Twitter. Thanks. Because that's all my Facebook page does. It just mirrors my Twitter, because Twitter is such a better platform. Oh no, don't do that. Okay, it's fine. Twitter is so much better. it will deliver all of your posts to your followers, and then you won't have massive walls of text in your feed because it only allows 140 characters, and it doesn't show videos automatically, and it only shows certain portions of images, so that's quite nice. But Facebook is ditching, well, not ditching, but trying to filter out most auto-shared posts, which is very nice indeed, because then your newsfeed might actually be filled with something meaningful, unless you've got friends like mine on Facebook, whereby they post shit nobody cares about.
Lewis.
Lewis doesn't post on Facebook.
I thought I
If
was
he
gonna get
did,
something there.
okay. But a lot of other
Neil.
people.
Neil.
No. I don't know.
Damn it!
I don't remember the names. I'm not going to name any names anyway. So yeah, it's going to start filtering out auto. What?
Mr. Spears.
Shush. Alright, moving on. This one really effing grinds my gears. Nintendo has announced an affiliate program, big air quotes there, to allow Let's Players to monetize the content. F off, Nintendo. Because, as people probably already know, Nintendo are very much fans of... Actually, no, I shouldn't show that image because they will claim... I'm not going to show the article because they will just claim the whole podcast on YouTube because there's an image of Mario in it. I hate Nintendo. They're so behind the times. But anyway, as anybody on that creates content for YouTube, well, gaming content for YouTube probably knows, Nintendo are very much fans of the Content ID system. They put all of their stuff in the Content ID system, and if you for example, one of the examples I've seen is somebody used the Mario sound, which lasts for like half a second. They will claim the whole video for that. Why? Nobody knows.
What if someone does an impression?
Yes. They probably would still. I wouldn't put it past them. But, yeah, they're starting to make this quote-unquote affiliate program so that they will take a cut of the ad revenue from these videos. So they're not taking the whole thing now, they're just sort of taking a little bit. So, depending on how your channel's structured, if you're a bigger channel, that means that a cut of your money, before you even get your hands on... Fucking fly. Before you even get your hands on it, part of it's going to YouTube, part of it's going to your network, part of it's going to Nintendo now. And then you finally get your share. So, yeah. And even then, ad revenue's not that much. It's like, most of the time it's like $3 per 1,000 views. And if that's going 4 ways, you're getting about, 75 cents per 1,000 views? It's ridiculous. I can see why people are taking...
Here's a picture of Mario and then they're like, your what meat?
Yeah, that's why I've not shown the article, because it's got Nintendo assets on it, and they'll probably claim the podcast. But yeah, they've released this affiliate program so they can take money from the already strapped pockets of YouTubers. Well, depending on the size, obviously.
Probably because they're not getting much money. To be honest, because
this is what I was saying. This is the mark of desperation on the side of a game development company. If you are having to take the scraps of somebody's tiny bit of ad revenue.
The scraps.
Yes, the piece of scrap. The Wii was actually quite good. The Wii U, no. The Wii was alright. It's just a start. There'll be future Twitch streaming if YouTube merger happens. Based on the game you choose from dashboard, part of the revenue goes to producer, dev, whatever. Yeah. Well, if they did the same thing on Twitch, it would then be going to YouTube, Twitch, MCN, Nintendo, before you see any of it. Oh, and tax. Of course, you got to factor in tax. This is ridiculous. Now, what?
I was gonna say, since I showed one of their products, do you think this will get banned?
Probably will. It's if you show anything vaguely Nintendo console shaped, then they'll also play on the podcast. David, you've doomed us all. Now, this would be slightly more acceptable if the next thing didn't happen, which is in Mario Kart 8 they have a YouTube uploader. So not only are they claiming from voluntary sort of uploads to YouTube, they're also going to start claiming from clips of Mario Kart 8 going up onto YouTube. So they're going to be making an absolute bomb from this, I would imagine. But yeah, it is a big sign of desperation if a company has to start taking the scraps of ad revenue from content creators. And Nintendo are so behind the times with this. Because they're thinking, oh, well, we will take money from people who are providing free publicity for us. Yes, that sounds like a great idea. Or, better yet, I could definitely just not play Nintendo games, which is what I'm going to continue doing. That is all. Rant over. But then we move on to this! From Nintendo to Sega, and more specifically Sonic Boom. Meet Sonic's new friend, Sticks. Effing Sticks. Why would you call it Sticks?
Stones may break your bone.
Indeed. My God. Not only have they come up with the
Why does it
world's...
look like a brush?
I know.
Legs.
Not only have they come up with the world's most unimaginative name, they've basically just taken one of the old failed characters, Marine I think it was called, and just put a new outfit on her. Yeah, let's just do that and just give her a new name. No, it's a new character. No. Sega, no. Please just go back to the old days.
Sega, no.
Just Sonic, brilliant. Sonic and Tails, that's pretty good. But not everybody like this. I don't mind most of the characters, but stop trying to add characters like this if you can't even think of a decent name for them. I can tell already this character's going to be something that is just going to annoy the living daylights out of me.
I just can't.
This is a painful day.
Wait, if they make it a character they haven't used.
Yeah.
And by the way, I still think it looks like a brush
It
with
doesn't
legs.
look like a brush.
Just the head. Just the head.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was gonna say if they do make a one called Stone, is it gonna look like a rock?
Could do. I just don't care why they couldn't even thought of a proper name for it. Just Sticks. Because she's been living in the wilderness. Oh my God, that is the most unimaginative thing in the world. I'm not saying I could come up with better,
in the wilderness
but with
next to Sticks.
the guy who came up with that name must be making an absolute bomb. Because he must be getting paid quite a bit, and then he's coming up with names like that. Oh, he probably looked around his room, looked out the window. Well, actually, no, that's not likely for somebody in games.
It's like what they do with Pokemon.
Yeah, just look out the window and there's a stick on the ground. Oh, just call it Sticks because she does survival. No.
It has the same concept with Pokemon. They just like look out the window and think of something. Literally.
Yeah. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I'll probably have a look at the TV series of Sonic Boom. I'll not watch a lot of it, I can imagine, because it's probably gonna be crap. But I will not be playing the game because it is on Wii U and 3DS only. Therefore, Nintendo, which means I won't be able to play it because 1, I don't have any Nintendo consoles, and 2, as we've just discussed, Nintendo are scumbags when it comes to YouTube. So we'll not be doing that. All right. This one's a bit of a weird one. Counter-Strike dev talks Half-Life 3 and Left 4 Dead 3. This is coming from a Counter-Strike developer. Basically, the main gist of what he's saying is that he can't imagine them not being in development. So, it's pretty interesting. He said that he's sort of seen something that looks like a development on the Half-Life universe when he's been in and around Valve, yes?
I was gonna say I can't believe I'm saying this, but do you know the Sonic thing which we were talking about before?
Uh-huh.
What's with that voice?
I haven't heard her voice, and I don't want to because it's Sega, which is technically owned by Nintendo.
It makes me want to cry.
Is it a really squeaky Australian accent by any chance?
You've just got to hear it. I can't do it again. It's gonna make me cry.
If it's a squeaky if it's a squeaky Australian voice, it'll be exactly the same as Marine, which I've already heard, and it's a bit it's like nails down a chalkboard.
I was gonna say, do you know? I think it's Peach. Is that the name of it?
Peach.
The thing that of Sonic X. The like TV show.
Yeah, I know the TV show, but which character? Describe the character.
The one that like looks like a bunny.
Cream.
I don't know if I remember the person. That's it. I can never remember the person's bloody name. Anyway, it's like that voice, that high pitchedness.
Oh God.
But with an Australian weird voice, it's creepy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, I can tell this is gonna be a character that's gonna annoy me greatly. So yeah, supposedly Half-Life 3 is actually a thing, which is very strange. Stop scrolling down, OBS. There we go.
Wait, Half-Life 3 is a thing?
Supposedly, one of the Counter-Strike devs says that it's he's seen something that looks like the Half-Life 3 universe. It's a rumor, but it's something a bit more solid than what we've heard before.
So Half-Life 3 exists.
Half-Life 3 not confirmed yet, but could be confirmed. And supposedly they're making Left 4 Dead 3, which is annoying because I don't see anything about Portal 3. I want a Portal 3. I'm not bothered about Half-Life. Like
I was going to
I've
say, if
got
they had a
Half-Life-
Portal 3, what would they do with it?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. One of the things that they could have done with it is, David, have you played the Portal 2 mod Thinking with Time Machine? Or have you seen it?
I think I've seen it, yeah.
Basically, the way that starts... Actually, I'll switch over to the other scene. Basically, the way that starts is you obviously go up the lift, out the little outhouse, into the field of wheat. But then the field of wheat's actually made up of screens, and those screens fall over, and you're still inside Aperture Science. So Gladys could just be like, just kidding, lol, 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 and you got to test again. I don't know what they could do beyond that, but that could be a thing. So...
Prequel.
Yeah. It's the first sort of slightly solid news, well, it's not absolutely solid, but plausible news that we've heard since the false Half-Life 3 trademark last year.
I would laugh if they
Half-Life
did
3,
for
really confirmed.
Portal 3, if they actually did do it. They have like a what if sort of thing, where they have like Cave Johnson going through the Aperture Science building while Gladys is there, like a what if thing. What would it be like?
Yeah.
You just imagine how much trolling it would go.
Paul Morgan's corp is not trolly enough yet. Oh, I know. Don't we, David? We know corp's a bit trolly.
Yeah. Connor.
Mate. Well, this is why we branded the camera the dimwit cam, because you kept failing miserably. We took like double the time on that Portal 2 co-op playthrough than we should, because you kept failing.
God.
That was infuriating. That is... I think that's
Mostly
what...
because the internet.
It's not because of the internet. Well, actually, yes, it was at the start, because you had your really... I know that was your computer back then, because you were trying to play it on your laptop.
There was that thing at the back. If
Yes.
I'm pointing it right.
You can't see it.
There,
But yes,
that thing.
Yeah. That thing. Which is crap. So you would go to
Doesn't
like 2
even need a
FPS.
name.
You would be walking along, but
Doesn't even need
you'd be
any.
rubber banding so much that you wouldn't actually be going anywhere. You'd be moving at like 0.00001 miles an hour. It was quite funny.
I like the one where when we were doing it, I kind of tricked you and thought that my internet was going slow. And I was like just only walking really slow.
Yeah.
You're just like, David, is your internet conking out again? And I started running. You're like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's fine.
Alright, final topic of the week. Nintendo terminates Wi-Fi functionality for Wii and DS. It seems this is another victim of the whole GameSpy shutdown. This GameSpy shutdown's caused a hell of a lot of damage. Good lord. So it was built... The Nintendo Wi-Fi system was built upon GameSpy, which is now shut down. And Nintendo are going to be too lazy to actually move to a new technology. I never understood Nintendo Wi-Fi. If this includes the Friends system as well, I didn't understand that, because you know how it usually works. You can trade usernames, and people will be able to remember that, and they'll just add you, and then you have to accept the request. No, not with Nintendo. No, you have to have bleeding friend codes, which is like a 20-digit code, which you need to put in, and you need to put that in on both ends in order to get the friend request sent through. It's not even a friend request. You have to both add it in order to sort of make a mutual thing. It was just a stupid convoluted
We
thing.
frenemies.
Yeah, we friends were just...
We friends.
Friend codes are just the stupidest thing in the world. And it would mean you'd have to have it written down everywhere, and you have to keep it safe, otherwise you'd be like, oh, I need your friend code again because I lost it. Instead of just being able to remember a username. Yes?
I don't know why, but I can picture someone that's working at Nintendo, like, trying to, like, walk someone through this, and, like, they're hating their life, they're, like, actually working there. Okay, kids, this is what you do. You click this button, and then I'm like, you really love your job, don't you?
Well, the way I can see this going, the direction this seems to be going in is along the line... Well, the whole system was just stupid, because, I mean... I can barely explain basic computer functions to anybody not in this generation, especially like my parents or even my grandparents. And you, David, yes. Stop trying to
I'm
hide.
walking out. I'm like, no.
Basic computer
no,
functions.
that one
If
way."
you ever try to explain this to anybody that was over a certain age, usually, if they're not technologically literate, then you're not going to be able to do it because it's stupid. So I just wish they'd change the system, but I can't imagine there'll be many people using Nintendo Wi-Fi. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all we've got for this time. Unless do we skip anything else?
No, I didn't. Other than the topics that you deleted, we've got now.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much all we've got to talk about for this week. So we're going to be cutting the podcast a little bit short. But if my internet stops crapping out, I will be streaming some more Deus Ex this evening. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, thank you all very, very much for tuning in to the TMM podcast. If you would like to stick around for Deus Ex, I would very much appreciate that. And we will see you next time. See you later.